Welcome to Unit 4, Scratch Programming, and the mind map for our programming of our project. The first thing that we are going to do is you are going to meet with your team, your partner, and you are going to search for a theme. So, together on your computer, you're going to open up a browser tab and you're going to type in Scratch Cards. We're going to hit enter, and then we are going to click on the link for our scratch cards. The scratch cards will allow us to be able to look for different themes for our project. So when I'm at my scratch cards, notice that I can learn to animate my name, make it fly, race to the finish, all the way down to Pong game. Once I can click on the Pong game. Let's say this is the one I'm going to do. So I can click on the Pong game, and then when the scratch cards opens, I can kind of see what I need to do to actually create this game. I'm going to make a ball bounce around with sounds, points, and other effects. So if I scroll down, it's going to show me step by step how to actually put together this game. So your scratch cards are your initial focus point to help you set up your games. Now I'm going to go scroll back up to the top. I'm going to hit the back button. And if these themes don't help you, you can also go up to your tab called Explore and click on the Explore tab. And it will open up to games that you can preview and look at. So you can look at some of these games, you can click on them, play them a little bit, figure out if there's something that you might want to take as a theme for your project. Then I'm going to hit my back button because I want to get back to my scratch cards. All right, what I would like you to do at this point is that you and your team or your partner should pause this video, and I want you to take 15 minutes to kind of search for a theme for your project. Once you have your theme, I want you to come back to this video. So please put your video on pause and then come back. Welcome back to our Scratch project. The next step is, as a team on one computer, you will be creating a mind map. So the first step is for you to log in to your Google Drive account, and when you get there, I want you to find your Intro to Computer folder and double click on it. Then you are going to create another folder by right clicking and click on New Folder, and we're going to give this a name of Unit 4 Project Mind Map. Let's do Scratch Mind Map. Scratch Mind Map will be specific. And then we're going to select Create. Once we have it created, we're going to double click. And now that we're inside, we are going to check our paths. We know that we're in our Unit 4 folder by looking at our paths, my drive, Intro to Computers, and now we're in our mind map. Now we want to open up a Google Drawing. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to go down to More, and I want my Google Drawings. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And while mine is opening up, you may pause the video and then go ahead and create your folder and create your new Google Drawings folder. So pause the video and come back when you have finished. Welcome back. The first step in creating our mind map will be to go up to the file name box. We're going to click inside, and you're going to put in your project theme. Mine is going to be the Pong game. So I'm going to type in Pong game and hit enter. Notice that it's saving my project. When it's finally finished saving, it will tell us all changes saved in Drive, so I know that I have saved this. Now, the first step in creating our mind map for our Scratch project will be to insert a text box with the name of our project. So we're going to go up to the menu bar and we're going to click on Insert and we're going to select a text box. When I bring my cursor into the drawing area, I'm going to hold down my key and I'm going to draw. So now I have my text box and I'm going to type in Pong game. Now I want to change the size of that. To do that, I'm going to triple click and I think I'm going to change this to 24. And if you want to change your font style, you can by clicking on the font family and coming down here and selecting something that you might like. So I'll select that. So my Pong game looks more like cursive. I'm going to center align that by going to my Align tab. And I'm going to do, here is my horizontal alignments. This is my vertical alignments. I want my horizontal center. And I have it now centered. Now if I want, I can change the fill color by going over to my toolbar, and where it says fill color I can click on that and I can add a color. Now I think this is the text is just a little bit too dark, so if I triple click 1, 2, 3, it will select my entire text. I can go to my text color and I can change that as well. So now, and I'm going to bold it so it stands out. So now I have my shape, my text box with the name of my game. Now if I want to center this horizontally on the page, I simply get the 4 cross and I can drag it until I get the vertical red up and down line. So I have it, so I'm going to let go of it. So now this is centered on my document. If I want to center this both horizontally and vertically, I'm going to drag down until I get my horizontal red line. And if you notice now, I have both the horizontal red line and the vertical red line. This is called redlining. I'm going to let go, and so now this sits in the middle. So I think I'm going to leave it there just for a different look. You may put it anywhere you want. It's up to you what you want to do. So notice, remember, all my changes are saved, so I don't have to worry about saving. All right, now the next step is I'm going to go to my scratch cards. And the game I'm putting together is the Pong game. So I'm going to click on that. And when my scratch cards open up, I am going to follow the step-by-step procedure. So it says Pong game cards. Use these cards in this order. So step 1, bounce around. So let's go down. And here is our bounce around page. So to get ready, which means what do I need to start the game? I need to choose a backdrop and I need to choose a ball. So I'm going to go to my mind map and I have 2 places where I can access a shape. I can go to my menu bar and go to shapes, and you can use any of these shapes that you would like. All right. Or the second place I can go is to my toolbar area where I have my little circle with a square. I can click on that and I have the same options. So I'm going to grab a shape, and you may grab whatever shape you want. I'm going to come in and I'm going to draw it. And then I'm going to type in step 1, choose a backdrop. Now, normally when after you draw your box, you can just start typing. Now I want to change my background color, so I'm going to go up to my fill color, and I have 2 options. I can use solid, which is what we did here in our title, text box. Or I can go to gradient and I can choose something here. It helps if I check the right one. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to click gradient and I'll select that. I think the text is too dark, so I'm going to triple click 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to come over here to my text color and I'm going to change that to white, and I think I'm going to add a bold. All right, so there is my first step. So step 1. My next step was to choose a ball. So there's two ways. I can go back up here and I can choose another shape, or I can select my box and then do Control C. Whoops, let me click it. Control C and then Control V. And notice that I have copied that shape, and then I can draw it. I think I'm going to put it right down here. I'm going to go in and change step 1 to step 2. It says choose a backdrop. Well, this should be choose a ball. I can change my font color or my background color. So now I have step 1 and I have step 2. Now to connect these two, I am going to use on the toolbar, you're going to see your line icon. I'm going to click on the drop down and I want my arrow because my arrow will help me show process step by step. So I'm going to click on that, and when I come to my step 1 shape, you notice I get 4 sizing handles. So there they are, they're little circles. If I put my cursor on that sizing handle and drag to my step 2 shape, you notice as I get close to it, it shows 4 sizing handles as well. So if I take this and connect it to that circle and then go up and hit escape, I have now connected my 2 shapes. So if I drag this, you notice that my line stays connected no matter where I move it. So I can always, no matter what I have to do with step 2, as I move it, it will always stay connected to step 1. And because I'm using this arrow, it's pointing the direction. Right, I'm going to go back to my pawn cards. We have added the backdrop and we have added a ball. The next says, hey, let's add this code. So we're going to tell it in our directions that we need to get the code. So I'm going to go to a shape. This time I think I'm going to grab a different shape. This time I'm going to grab a circle. Now if you want the perfect shape, hold your shift key down and then you're going to draw your perfect shape. I'm going to type in step 3 and I'm going to say code the ball. I'm going to change the background color. Again, I want gradient. I'm going to choose a different color, and again I think the text is too dark, so I'm going to triple click 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go to my font color and I'm going to change that to white, and I want to bold it. Now I also want to connect it, so I'm going to go to my line arrow drop down. I'm going to select arrow and I am going to connect my step 2 with a sizing handle on my step 3. Hit escape, and now if I move my ball, you notice that it's moving and it stays connected. If I want to change this arrow, I can just simply click on the arrow, grab the cursor, and then move and reconnect. Hit escape, and so now it's reconnected. If I want to move this side, I can do that and come down here. So I can actually change my connected links, my connectors. That's not a problem. So now we have coded the ball. Let's go back to our pawn card. The last step, hey, try it. Click on the green flag to start. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to make a duplicate, Control C, Control V. I'm going to drag it over. I'm going to change step 3 to step 4. And now we're going to type in try it by clicking on green flag. Remember, if I want to make this a little bigger, I just hold my shift key down and I can keep my perfect shape. Now I want to connect that. Well, actually, I'm going to change the background color for that because I want it to look a little different. I want it to be kind of colorful. So now I have that changed. And if I go to my line connector and click on arrow, I can connect the two shapes. So I connect them, sizing handle to sizing handle, hit escape, and then now I can, if I want to move the shape, I can move it and it will stay connected. All right, we're going to go back to our pawn card. Remember, this is automatically saving. We're going to go back into our pawn card. We have done the initial steps. Now we're going down to moving the paddle. So what do I need to do? I'm going to choose a sprite for hitting the ball, such as a paddle. So I'm going to go to my game. I'm going to grab a shape. Remember, there's two places we can grab shapes. The insert, or we can click on the shape on the toolbar. And I'm going to draw a shape. And this time this is going to be step 5. And we are going to create a paddle sprite. When you make sizing changes, you should always use either the corners, any of the corners, to resize so you don't distort your shape. Do not use the vertical middles or the horizontal middles because they will distort your shape. Let's change the fill color. I'm going to bold that so it stands out a little bit more. And then now I am going to go get my line connector using the arrow, and I'm going to connect my shape. Hit escape. And if I want to check, it is connected. I'm going to go back to my pawn card, and now I'm supposed to add this code. So I need to tell it that I need to add a code. Again, I'm going to do Control C and Control A. If you notice, I'm trying to make the steps similar. I'm going to change step 5 to step 6. And now we're going to code the paddle. And I'm going to change my background color. I don't like that. I'll go with red. Alright, so now I'm going to add my arrow connector. And so I hit escape. And so now I have this one connected too. And how you order these is up to you. My next step is to go back to the pawn card. It says try it. It says move your mouse pointer to move the paddle. Alright, so we're going to create another shape. So step 7, it is move, try it, we want to put in, move the mouse pointer to move the paddle. I need to make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to go up here and change my gradient color. I'm going to triple click on this because I want to change the font color so I can read it. There we go. And I'm going to go get my line connector using my arrow, and I'm going to run right through here, hit escape, and now I can move this around so I know it's connected. Going back to the bond card, we've tried it. Alright, so we have coded make sure I remember to code the paddle. We did that. And we have tried it using the mouse pointer. So you, hopefully you're getting the process. The next step would be go down to my third scratch card, and I would start with get ready. And this would be talking about choosing the ball sprite. But for right now, I'm going to show you a couple other things. We're going to right click, and if you want to put in background colors, you can use solid or you can use gradient. It's up to you what you want to use. So I've used a little kind of like a charcoal background, so it kind of stands out, so it looks bright. So what I would like you to do at this point is I want you to keep working on your mind map until you get your finished product. Once you have your mind map all selected and set up, showing your step-by-step instructions, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, then call me over so I can take a screenshot of your mind map so I can see how you started with your step-by-step instructions. And then we'll be moving on to your actually creating your Scratch project using your mind map. If you have any questions, please call me over or check with another team member to see if you can resolve that without my assistance. Anyways, have fun doing your Pong game, and we'll see you back when we get back to Scratch. Thank you for watching.